Um, so once again, I'm live coming in. Wasn't supposed to be coming in right now, but you know, DNC convention is on, and I just need to trying to get some people on the ground, things like that. Let me see if I can get this video up. Okay. All right. Trying to find it. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. What's good, man? You know what I mean? Holding it
Looking
down.
looking at this video on the Ingraham angle. Mark Carter was on there today. Uh, but it must not be uploaded to YouTube yet. He was on there at 6 o'clock. Let's see. Let's see. We got Barack Obama and Michelle Obama speaking tonight. Yeah, I can't. Oh, okay. This might be it. All right. Well, that's probably Mark was on there, but I'm gonna have to find it another way. All right, so that's that. I gotta find that thing of Mark. But he was on it today because he is on set with Laura Ingraham. Fox National. All right. All right. So he was on the Ingraham angle today. All right. So what's going on, Frank?
She was just chilling, man. You know what I mean? Holding it down, you know.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to call him Because I don't see the interview uploaded yet.
What you think about the what's the name?
Hold on, let me call Paul right quick. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing tonight, brother? They're talking to
I'm okay.
me and Frank
I'm
on the
okay.
show, and I just said, let me call you. I looked for that video. I see where he went live, but I can't find the actual video. I guess Laura Ingraham and they ain't put, because I went to her show and they ain't put it up on her show yet, obviously.
Okay.
But I see he went live on that. I got a video of her, but it's about that Kamala Joy thing. And actually that Joy thing will come right out the Nazi playbook. A lot of people don't know that Joy slogan is a socialism slogan. That's kind of important too. That's where we're going on the Nazi stuff that they're doing though.
Okay, now.
But anyway, go ahead and tell me what you got going on. What's the rundown? I know you were down there, Roly Poly Martin and all that stuff. What's the rundown, man?
So what's happening today was Obama.
Yeah, he's speaking now.
Giving his presentation of, damn it, I can make a fool out you black folks one more time. I just just trust me one more time so I can cheat on you again and not do nothing for you and send your kids to jail. So that's really what happened today. The head of the protesters, they locked him up today. Yesterday, and it really they are showing the protesters, but the protesters are getting thinner and thinner. I don't know what happened. I think they fell out. Some of them fell out with the other ones, and it just didn't go as planned. The police had a good plan of keeping them out. They didn't have a good plan of getting in. So that's what's going on with that. Other than that now the other thing is there's not a lot of people at the convention.
That's right.
The convention is not really packed out like the Trump convention. Trump convention was packed out.
And you were there too.
Say it again.
And you were there too.
Yeah, I was there. Now I got a lot of cats I know that's at this convention, and one of them is Noonie Ward. He wrote a book, Noonie G, Gangster with a Heart of Gold, and he's there, and I guess he think he can make something happen out of it. But there's some other people I know that's down there, and they pretty much said the same thing. It's not a lot of people. It's people here. It's not empty, but it's not packed out as we thought it would be. And that's one of the things, And they don't have no real star pool today. Yesterday they had Hillary, who gave almost the exact same presentation she did when she was running for president. Same old watered over woman Leah, So that's what she gave us. And but today it just wasn't. They really thought that Obama would be the 1-2 man. They thought when they got through, they would really, knock a hole in it, So I don't know. It's all messed up.
Well, I just want to say, I'm glad you reporting to me about it. I want to see keeping a good fight. I just laugh every time I see that video rolling Martin. I just give me a good old laugh. And I hear Paul say, what'd you say, Paul? He'll move. The guy said, not in the church, not in the church.
Yeah. Well, Roland Martin is a character within itself. And his whole mindset when it comes to us is that It's what's wrong with you black people? That's one of his favorite lines. It used to be anyway. And so now he's starting to see the pushback by young people and people in general, you know, because they used to call up and complain to the FCC and stuff like that, you know. So Roland ain't pulling nothing on. All that he got the black people, I'm gonna straighten y'all out. I'm gonna make sure that you black people understand. Understand what? Right now, the statistics have shown that there are more black people who are undecided about voting for Kamala, but they haven't said they weren't going to vote for Trump. And there's a lot of black men saying that they are going to vote for Trump. So this is going to be interesting, but whoever wins, the other side is not going to accept it. So we as a people must brace ourselves. Whoever wins,
for
it's going to
impact.
be some bull crap.
For some impact.
Something behind it.
Yeah, for some impact.
Something behind it.
Well, look, this is what I'm gonna say, brother. Just keep up the good work. When I find a video of Mark, I'm gonna let you know because I got it. You know, and shout out to Mark for doing the good work. As a matter of fact, if you get a chance, I know it's DNC week. Tell Mark he can come on my channel anytime. Matter of fact, you and him, we can break this thing all down together if we got to.
Okay, well, I hope I can see you tomorrow and give you a better update, okay?
Yes, sir. Take your time. All right, what you got, brother? All right, Frank, you heard that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, they got Barack Obama, Michelle speaking now.
Oh wow.
But
you see, nobody is Cornell. They act like there's no. See, that's what I don't get. Even though he's a Green Party, and even though he's, it's really because it's going to come because they rig it like that to where it's Democrat, Republican. Still, though, nobody's even mentioning him, and I think that's weird. I think, like, I'm talking about these celebrities and stuff like that. Just other in YouTube.
Like, you know, hey, man, black man right now.
Say it again. What'd you say?
You endangered species, man. They know I mentioned your ass. Man.
You see how they shot the Asian broad last night, man.
I'm gonna get to that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get to that after I play the video. I'm gonna get to that.
I want to hear your opinion on that, man. Actually, man.
But now a new one. How about Kamala the Killjoy? Americans with eyes and ears and a little bit of common sense see that the slick, joyful branding for what it is. It's a cover for something that is far more sinister. I like to call it socialism with a smile. It's a seething disdain for tens of millions of Americans who still support Donald Trump and his policies. Now, they tell us that the DNC was a celebration of Joe Biden last night and a joyful turning of the page, but it's all lies. First, they were ready to go scorched earth, remember, against Joe Biden just 1 month ago. And second, beyond the Obama nostalgia tonight, and boy, is it going to be on overload, there's not much joy in this convention hall, certainly not compared to what we saw at the RNC. Because what really gets the crowd pumped up, it's not love and it's not optimism, it's hatred and retribution.
Plague on the American conscience.
Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
Trump hasn't spent much time in New York lately, except that is to get convicted of 34 felonies. And that's just fine with us.
He'll be a dictator on day one. We saved democracy in 2020. And now we must save it again in 2024.
Yeah, right after the coup that kicked him out. So welcome to the DNC, everyone. Have a great time. It's part freak show, part revenge play. They don't get this mad, I don't think, at the terrorists in Gaza. They don't get this upset about China for committing genocide in Tibet. Certainly not that mad at Russia crushing Ukrainian forces. But listen to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear saying the most horrific things about J.D. Vance and his family.
And J.D. Vance calls pregnancy resulting from rape inconvenient. Like, inconvenience is traffic. I mean, make him go through this.
He was given the chance to clean up that disgusting comment after J.D. Vance called him out, but Beshear did not.
It's ridiculous, but it's also deflection. As a man, J.D. Vance will never have to face any of this personally. But it's sad that he lacks the empathy to be able to put himself in a different position.
Yeah, he was implying that J.D. Vance's family should have to undergo a rape to really understand this. Nice guy. Now, I understand that people aren't always the most eloquent, but when he said it, he meant it. And he wants you to know that he's not backing down. So is this what Kentucky elected him to do? Is that part of the Joy campaign? Be a vicious, hateful national spokesman for abortion? So I had this funny idea that they elected someone like a Beshear, by the way, he wants to be in the Senate, to run the Commonwealth. But the diehards here at the DNC, they don't really care about raising our standard of living. They don't care about lowering energy costs for working families. They don't care about our declining military recruitment. You're not going to hear anything about that here. They're not going to care about how many migrants flood urban America, not too far from where we're broadcasting tonight. But what they are really committed to doing is to punishing Donald Trump and all of his followers. So how are they passing the torch when they're stuck in a bitter time warp laced with lies?
Extremists coming out of the woods, carrying torches, their veins bulging, so emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. This will be the first presidential election since January 6th. On that day, we almost lost everything about who we are as a country. And that threat, this is not hyperbole, that threat is still very much alive.
By the way, anytime a politician says that's not hyperbole, it is hyperbole. And he's tried this for how long and where did it get him? He's in Santa Ynez, California, I think, right now for a couple weeks. David Plouffe, a top advisor to Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, told Axios today that the democracy theme, what you just heard Biden say last night, it's going to be hit hard all week. But Biden has tried this argument for years. It didn't work. So again tonight, I say, what happened to joy? What happened to the vibes? Are they already running out of ideas? I mean, beyond the free vasectomies and abortion, that is. It sure seems like it. Now, I remember the lock her up chants. They made a big deal of that at the Trump rallies in 2016. And whatever you think, it seemed to me that they were kind of chanted all in good fun. But these people are serious. Look at her nodding. Now, they aren't here to work with Republicans. They want to crush Republicans and all traditionally minded Americans. Now, we know the Democrats' freedom agenda. You'll hear a lot about that, but it's a crock. Their idea of fundamental freedoms, they're not the constitutional ones.
Sell online and grow your business with Wix e-commerce.
There's a protest getting underway right now at Ogden and Madison.
All right, I'm gonna play this one video, and then I'm gonna play AJ thing, and then I'm gonna play a thing with that Asian woman. Got me?
Yes, yeah.
But it's comprised of a group you might not expect to see rallying right now.
WGN's Brona Tumulty joins us now with details on that. Brona.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, for the next couple of hours, some of the city's firefighters will be rallying right here in the corner of Madison and Ogden, and they're doing that because they say they've been operating without a contract for more than 3 years. Now, they were here yesterday, back at it again today. They put up billboards last week as well, broadcasting their plight. They say there are three main points of contention. This currently has 80 engines and trucks in high-hazard cities like Chicago should sit between 4 and 5. They want to make 5 the standard. The third issue is they say they need battalion chief as they've lost more than half dozen firefighters in the span of 2 years.
When I'm at a fire and I'm running a fire, I talk to the alarm office on one channel and all the firefighters on a different channel. If I'm talking to the alarm office, I'm now not able to hear these guys because I'm talking. So we just had a Mayday where a firefighter died. That battalion chief didn't hear the Mayday because he was talking to the alarm office. We're just asking for basic needs, basic necessities, more manpower to do our jobs. If you're having 7 firefighters die in a 2-year period, something's wrong. You don't need less manpower. You need more manpower.
Now, we reached out to the city today, and in a statement, the mayor's office tells us Mayor Johnson is a strong supporter of the first responders who put their lives on the line every day to protect the residents of Chicago. While the city will not discuss the specifics of ongoing negotiations, the Johnson administration continues to negotiate in good faith with the goal of settling a fair contract for the city's firefighters. And the negotiations have largely been under the administration of Mayor Lightfoot. The union says, though, it's been over a year that Mayor Johnson has been in office and they still don't have a deal. They're going to rally here until 7 tonight, and then they're going to be back here tomorrow and on Thursday as well. We're live in the West Loop. Rona Tumulty, WGN News.
What do you think about that, Frank?
Okay, so what was that? That was the Israel consulate right there. Okay,
Yeah.
so and it's so what they okay, so they're protesting. I'm confused.
Well, look like firefighters protesting.
And are they protesting? They're protesting against Israel, right?
I don't know. They look like they protesting for better for the fire department.
See, that's what in society. So firefighters are always overlooked. They're underpaid. Even though they say the police are underpaid, right? They put the police in other because the firefighters work for the municipalities too, not just the police. So they always put the police over the firefighters. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go with the firefighters and shit because firefighters actually save people and help people. So some police do, but that's tough. But yeah, man, I think that's messed up. It's obviously low. They're not paying them right, and watch they're gonna be like, oh, it's not in the budget. It ain't in the funding. But then you know what was in the budget in the funding? Giving all these migrants all that goddamn money. That was in the budget. The funding.
All right.
What you think, BJ? Right? Where'd that money go? Where's the money to give them raises?
Don't nobody know, brother. It went to the immigrants, like you said. All right, here goes an interesting video. Matter of fact, right here in my city, Richmond, Virginia.
He got it on video, bro.
I'm telling you. Watch this.
The camera's recording.
When she walked in, I knew it.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Good morning, y'all. I hope y'all experience the passion that I'm about to give y'all right now. Today, Mrs. Abigail Paulus, a judge at Richmond's Manchester Court Building, looked at my case. Sit down, buddy. Go ahead, play around. Looked at my case, felt my passion, heard me testify that there is a lady named Shelby Hughes harassing my kids, harassing my family, intimidating them with a vehicle. So much so that all 3 of my kids were crying after the incident, and so was my wife. I am a man who has a family in Blackwell community. Abigail Paulus and every complicit person who has been intimidating my family, who has been giving us hell, who has made it impossible for us to be thriving and prosperous in my community, who has refused protective orders. Abigail Paulus, a judge in Richmond's Manchester Court. Hold on, slide to the side. Keep the camera on. Abigail Paulus, listen to my testimony. Listen to my wife's testimony. And I'm sure I can understand where she's coming from and who she votes for and why she did it. But she looked me in my face as I am passionate about a situation about my family and told me that I cannot have a protective order against a lady who tried to kill my kid. who told me that I cannot have a protective order against a lady who has already had a protective order issued against her. Shout out to Richmond police officers for doing their job. Every Richmond police officer that helped me and tried to protect me and my family from the nonsense, from, to be honest, the Democrats in my city, the liberals in my city, the progressives that I protected for 9 years straight, who now try to demolish, diminish, and kill me and my family for my beliefs. I want to make Abigail Paulus famous today. She is a judge in Richmond Court District who looked me in my face and told me I, as a man, as a father, as a husband, cannot protect my family. So now today, Shelby Hughes, who's my neighbor, will have the authority to get her weapon back. Will have the authority to get her personal space back, to do whatever she can to kill, destroy, and disrupt my family. If you see this video and you fuck with me, or you don't care what I think, but you rock with me and you think this is unfair, make Abigail Paulus famous today. She is a judge in Manchester, Richmond. She sits on a bench and her job is to protect these citizens. And I'll tell you one thing I know. I saw her watch and I know how she votes. She is a clear demonstration of what's wrong with this city, what's wrong with this community, what's wrong with this country because of her politics. And I won't share with you what I saw, but I can guarantee you she votes for Democrats. Shout out to all the Democrats who rock with me, who support me but have a difference of opinion. Make Abigail famous today. Make Judge Abigail Paulus famous today. Make every person who disrupts families, who destroys families, who kills families, who cancel cultures people, make them famous. If you hear it in my voice, I ain't shutting up. Shelby Hughes is a dangerous individual. Abigail Paulus is a terrible judge. Is a terrible judge. She looked my wife in the eyes and said she don't have the right to protect her family because the lady took her car and drove it aggressively in front of my kids, trying to intimidate my 3-year-old. Come here, buddy. Come here. We're not talking about a 17-year-old boy. We're talking about this thing right here. This thing. After she tries to hit him, she doesn't say, I'm sorry. She doesn't say, my bad. She doesn't say, I didn't see him. She does just like this. You see how I'm looking at you? She looks at me just like that. I explained that to Abigail Paulus. And what does Judge Abigail Paulus do? Look me in my face as she demonstrates who she votes for, as she demonstrates who she cares about. On her watch, showed me everything. She walked in there with no sympathy, no compassion. She works in a community that she's supposed to be protecting. And if anything happens to my family, blame Judge Abigail Paulus. Fuck you.
Well, a lot of stuff to unpack there. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, go ahead, Frank. I'll say my thoughts on this in a second. Go ahead.
That shit was grimy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad too. The thing is, like, does he have any other like grassroots organizations out there in Virginia that's like got his back, that's helping him, or anybody else?
Grassroots organizations.
What you say?
Grassroots organizations. You might have some people. You might have somebody. I might go to the shop tomorrow and go talk to him. Holler at him. What's up, man? You good? I mean, I go down there all the time. I mean, you be sleep half the time when I be down there. It'd be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I used to live down there. I live about 10 to 13 minutes away now, given on traffic. And I go all the way out my neighborhood to go to that shop. Okay? Just putting it out there. Okay?
Right.
So, because while I may not live there no more because the city taxes in Richmond went up and all that stuff, and they got a lot of bullshit going on in Richmond, I still go down to the neighborhood because I grew up right where his shop is. I grew up 16 blocks away from there. I used to be there all the time. I got knocked off my bike down there, man. By a person hit me with a car when I was like 13 or 14, maybe about 15. Gotcha. So I mean, that's an area that used to be a lot of people there, but now they gentrifying. They got the rents. They got all these apartments, coffee shops. They got a lot of things going. I think even Pharrell was down there one time on Hall Street where he had his old shop. But unfortunately, you're talking about grassroots. The people that he thought were grassroots, unfortunately, when he decided that he was not for Roe v. Wade, They abandoned them. They told them, you know, it's Black Restaurant Week. You can't get no vending stand. We do not support you because you do not support Democrats, basically. So that's how it worked.
You know, it's crazy. A lot of people that was probably doing that got kids. How you got kids and you pushing abortion?
Yeah, it was. I know quite a few of them. I mean, they was in the chat. I mean, I went and looked at their profiles and they got kids, man.
But then but look, those are the same motherfuckers that say if a white cop shoots a black motherfucker, it's racism or discrimination. But how is that racism that you're killing your baby? Over somebody else? Because if you and the other person not being responsible, because you don't, because I guess it felt bomb, I guess it feels better, you know what I mean? Whatever. But it's just like that's crazy, man, because they got women, they got contraceptives for women, you know what I'm saying? They got women condoms, they got men condoms, they got all types of dome, all types of crazy shit they got, you know what I'm saying? To prevent that shit, man. That's crazy, man. It's genocide. And the same talk about Palestinian genocide before abortion. Interesting.
Let me bring something up here because I forgot to tell you. He had the business where they used to have DJs there. They had people, comedians come there. All them people abandoned him, and his other shop shut down. And they basically forced the bigger shop he had where he was giving out waffles. They had dinner, they had lunch. You could go there from 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, one or the other, to about 10 o'clock at night. up longer than that, right? So, he had to shut that down. Now the business is another coffee shop, but I think it's owned by some Asians, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, they're gonna buy it. Those are for them, the Indians, them and the Indians.
On a main strip, on one of the biggest streets in Richmond, Virginia, where he was on with all the thoroughfare. Now he back on the back street on Main. See how they work them? They got them. They can make sure they say, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll get him out here. Get y'all Asians in here." Yeah, I think it's called Golden Lion or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, you know, and they was named just to let you know, to put some stank on it, to let you know that it's an Asian that own it. They was naming shit like that.
Yeah, it's called Golden something. I gotta go look it up. But
China Wall or China, you know what I'm saying? China Palace bullshit.
But nevertheless, what he said was really, really serious, and he told me about it Sunday when I came in there. I obviously tried to take it the right way, go to the courts, but unfortunately, I mean, politicization of this country and how the courts are handling it right now. I say it's fucked up, but unfortunately, I mean, a lot of us are too stuck on party lines to even make a difference. I mean, I can say it, you can say it, but I mean, you know, we gotta, I mean, we used to have a big population in Richmond. We still do somewhat, but I'm just telling you, these some new Negroes I don't been seeing that this motherfucker. Man, these motherfuckers different, man.
Sell out.
I ain't even gonna say sellouts, man. I'm just gonna say they just different. Like I mean, you know, just the way they've been raised, and I mean, it's just weird. It's almost like a big ass. Sometimes, you know, like I mean, you talk to people like 40 and up, they might get it, but some of these, and they starting to even change their stance too on these. Especially, don't even get me started with some of these women, man. But,
so these women,
but I mean, yo, man, and I. You know, like I said, I ain't got nothing against them, man. But I'm talking about, man, I'm going in. I mean, I went into a restaurant this morning, you know, early this morning. It was all mostly Becky's and Brad's, but I saw one Indian guy that was darker than me. And it was all working out and shit. And I just happened to go in there. And I was just sitting there myself. All these places I used to be at downtown. And it just changed. All they doing making apartments. And that's it. And pretty much, you know, man, look, man, places where it used to cost you $5 to get a little sandwich, they done changed these with new restaurants, and the same sandwich might cost you $15 with some avocados or some shit.
Thanks.
So it's called gentrification, but it is what it is, young professionals. But like I said, I really don't have a problem with it. It's just that I just know where I'm at, and I know that these people are kind of different. I mean, I just have to realize they're different, and I realize, you know, I realize how they get down. So,
in that case, different don't necessarily mean good. That shit mean bad. That shit they gave. I just think these people is full of shit. I think a lot of different races, don't matter what race it is, people are trendy. That's just how they want to be part of the winning team psychologically. But at the same time, now I think you know what I'm saying, people are just so now it's like to the point where motherfuckers are just you know, grown ass people, 30s, 40s, you know what I'm saying, acting like, you know what I mean, they in their 20s. But I just think everybody wants to jump on a bandwagon. It's just like with sports. Same thing with sport. The sports kind of lets you know how a lot of people think too, and how quick people are to flip flop. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, what they talking about? Hurricane Ernesto. It's got a Mexican name, so it's probably.
You know what's so funny there?
It's probably around here. It's probably on the West Coast since they named it a Mexican name.
You know what's so funny?
Gotta keep naming these hurricanes and shit. Unless it kind of makes you think.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be 54. It's gonna be 54 degrees in the morning and 77 for the day, which is going to be a cold summer day.
That's weird. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers. You know, Hurricane Ernesto, ain't that a bitch? But yeah, man. But remember how Paul said yesterday that it wasn't even that. He said it was black people over there, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? The Palestinians shit. Of course, you ain't gonna really notice too much black people. You got 100,000 motherfucking Palestinians.
No, let me tell you what Paul and them are kind of smart. Let me tell you what goes on. They got, remember all the BLM stuff and all that? He was talking to me and Chak in Dawson this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
They learned that you cannot, if you know that protest got taken over by them, don't go there because they're going to try to frame you.
That makes sense.
So he said, if you down there, just let them have it. But, you know, right now, you need to protect your neighbor because you know they're going to try to they'll try some bullshit, try to get them cut down like BLM did. So, right now ain't the time to, you know, if you sticking your neck out there, you better be correct.
What else did he say? Yesterday he said something else too about the black. He said, I forgot what he said. He said some shit though. I forget.
Yeah, I know you was on there with him for like 30 minutes, man. Y'all had a long conversation.
But see, man. I want to try to get him on next time because I don't know this microphone. Some people saying that they couldn't really hear him that good. So I don't know if it's the mic. Maybe it was just my cheap ass phone.
I know. I don't know what happened. Well, that's why I just called him tonight. But you heard him tonight, right?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. These people, man. But see, and that lets you know too that these are age provocateurs. What's the word? And prices are.
That's what they want. All right, let me put this video up, man.
Video just released by the New Jersey Attorney General showing a woman in distress shot by police. Allie Bauman is outside the Fort Lee building where the shooting happened. In 2 911 calls before police arrive, Victoria Lee's brother tells the dispatcher that his sister is having a mental crisis and asks for an ambulance. The dispatcher tells him that police would have to be sent as well, and the brother calls back and tries to cancel that call, but the dispatcher tells him that's not possible. He tells them his sister has a foldable knife, and police arrive soon after, which is where the video starts, and we must warn you, it may be disturbing to watch. In the body camera video released by the New Jersey Attorney General's office, you see Fort Lee police officers talk to the brother of 25-year-old Victoria Lee, who had a diagnosis of bipolar disorder and was inside the family's apartment early July 28th.
I'm going to break the door down.
Go ahead, I'll stab you in the neck.
Sir, can we finish?
We don't want to shoot you. We want to help you.
As more officers arrive, you can hear them discussing using lethal versus non-lethal weapons.
Who wants to go less lethal? Who wants to go lethal? All right, I'll go lethal.
A few seconds later, they break down the door.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Or freezing the video before police fire a shot, hitting Lee. They pull her into the hallway as she bleeds and moans before she dies. Water gushes onto the floor, but it's unclear from the video if Lee was holding a knife. Earlier this week, her family maintained she was unarmed at the time.
the police responded aggressively and forcibly entered the apartment and fatally shot Victoria, who was holding a plastic water jar at the time. She was harmless.
Earlier this week, Lee's family described her as a beloved individual with a bright future and said they're seeking justice in her death. The New Jersey State Attorney General's office is investigating the shooting. From Fort Lee, New Jersey, Allie Bauman, CBS News, New York.
Well. What do we have here?
So let me point out a couple things real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me point out a couple things, bro. We already know. Okay, so for one, it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You're on body cam and you tell your partner we're gonna go lethal or less lethal.
Consider this your sign.
It doesn't work like that. You're supposed to go less lethal. You're supposed to de-escalate, especially in a situation like somebody with a mental situation. It don't work like that, man. Come on, man. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? People are in their feelings. I get it. You know what I'm saying? If the Asian lady, it's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You know, plus it's a woman. So, you know what I mean? I understand, but it doesn't work like that. For two, you know what I mean? Why did they ask the brother, if he called, why did they ask him if he was the one that had mental problem? And why did they blurt out her, why did they blurt her out, but they didn't blurt out Sonia Massey? Why is that? You notice that, BJ?
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna pick and choose. So they're gonna pick and choose which ones they blurt out. And maybe they blurted it out because she was a crisis actor. That's why. It makes sense. Right? Because just seeing a picture of somebody and actually seeing them is different. You'll see that picture and you'll forget that how that person looks more than you fucking actually see the person on the camera and actually seeing the person in interviews. That makes sense? Yeah. Or then, I mean, she's supposed to be dead, so they're not going to see her interview. But it just, I don't know, bro. It just didn't add up, bro. You know, and then they went to the house. How come they didn't have the ambulance? Didn't he call and ask for the ambulance? Why didn't they bring the ambulance and the police? Why did the police just come? And why did so many cops come? That shit, dude. I don't know. What you think? What's your opinion on this, BJ? What's your opinion? What you think?
Good old psyop.
Yeah, that's like, and then because it came out a month ago, and then they released it right before the Democratic National Convention. Really?
Here go one better for you. Watch this one.
Food truck
caught in a lie. The Tulare County Sheriff's Office says a food truck owner staged a robbery and committed insurance fraud. The crime landed him and another man in jail.
Action News reporter Kate Nemrich joins us now live in the studio with how detectives say the failed fraud went down. Kate?
Warren, Margot, the Tulare County Sheriff's Office released this surveillance video of what they now say is a staged robbery. This took place on August 2nd, but the suspected man behind the plan wasn't arrested until today. The video now causing a lot of talk online and around town in Visalia.
Honestly, kind of crazy, but you can't really put anything past people these days, so.
I thought it was crazy. You hear about that happening in like big cities and like on TV or something like that, but for somebody to do that kind of like fraud here in Visalia, like you don't see that happening a lot.
The Tulare County Sheriff's Office says they were called out to Caldwell and 99 in Visalia on August 2nd for a robbery of a taco truck. The owner, Pablo Serrano, told deputies two men took more than $800 in cash and an $80,000 pickup truck he uses to tow his food trailer, even handing over this surveillance video to officers showing the crime. While reviewing the video, another call came in.
And almost simultaneously, we got a call for a vehicle on fire in the Lynn Cove Woodlake area.
Lieutenant Gunderman says while responding, they found Juan Mendez walking down the road not far from the truck. They quickly tied the truck back to Serrano and Mendez to the surveillance video. Mendez was arrested, and that's when Lieutenant Gunderman says he revealed the plot.
At that point, detectives were led to believe that a meeting had taken place a couple weeks prior on July 19th. They were able to confirm that meeting did take place via video surveillance.
The next day, investigators say Serrano made an insurance claim for his burned vehicle. Just days before he was arrested, Serrano posted this video to Instagram saying he had been to a detective about the case. Spent the day following the incident in the hospital. The sheriff's office online a typical crime, cashing in on the puns, but not taking false reports lightly.
That they were blatantly taking advantage of the system. from the insurance company to the law enforcement officers to the arson investigators. It's disheartening that people try to cheat the system that way.
Serrano was arrested on charges of conspiracy to commit a crime, arson, and insurance. He's held on a $150,000 bond. Mendez was also arrested for conspiracy and arson. His bond is $50,000. Deputies are looking for a third person for questioning, but have not released a name. Warren?
But see, that makes sense. So, Chak, what up? Okay, that lets you know since he staged it, right? That lets you know a lot of this other shit be staged, man. I mean, they got a crisis actor website where you could go and you can audition to be in one of the motherfuckers. I'm telling you. Like, how does that work? Oh, let me go. Shit. Where you going? Oh, shit, I'm about to go down and be in the latest motherfucking mass shooting. Shit. You want to come down with me too? That's part of it, bro. That's crazy, bro. Right? It's like, right? How does that work? Huh? Right? I don't know, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's like, but I mean, they pay you. It's like being, you know what I'm saying? Like auditioning for a movie or something, like being an extra in a movie. But how does that work? Do you audition to be the motherfucker that mass shooter, or do you audition to be one of the cops? I want to audition to be one of the ambulance. My bad, they never have ambulance.
What's up, Shaq?
That lets you know.
Shaq, you there? Shaq. All right. I'll let me get back on. Let me get this part out of the way. Frank, you ready for the clown show?
I'm ready for it, man.
All right, let's get it then.
Live from the DNC, and guess who else is here? Planned Parenthood. Of course they are. They're in town for the DNC, and they're giving away more than just T-shirts, more than just stickers. Listen to this. They are handing out free abortions and vasectomies. A Planned Parenthood branch out of St. Louis posting this. Here we come, Chicago. Our mobile health clinic will be in the West Loop August 19th to 20th, providing free vasectomies and medication abortion. Emergency contraception will be available for free without an appointment. Now, it's not only that, there is, and we'll put this picture up, an 18-foot IUD, 18 foot. I'll be on the lookout for it. I guess it will be kind of hard to miss, but they're calling this Frida Womb. That is the name of this 18-foot IUD here at the DNC. Emily, when you combine this with Kamala Harris being the first vice president to visit an abortion providing facility like Planned Parenthood, at a certain point, this starts to feel like celebrating abortion.
Oh, it most definitely is. And it's also total theater. Right? Because all this time we've been hearing that what the Democrat Party cares about, in contrast to the Republican Party, is truly the plight of underserved communities and underserved women. So if that were true, why isn't this and why isn't the messaging actually going to those underserved communities? Why is it simply going to where all the media is camped out at a convention hall? What is incumbent now, and I extend my comments from the first block, is that the Republicans need to come out with counter messaging. They need to come out and articulate, well, while you guys are celebrating abortion, we have people that were simply praying in clinics and now they're facing untenable terms in federal prison. They need to come out and say, oh, if you care so much about this, then shouldn't you care about the right as an American voter to have that power retained in your local voting position? The messaging really matters because this kind of gimmicky stuff is the kind of stuff that was sold all throughout little shops on the West Coast and in every coastal town. People wear it on T-shirts. They love the slogans. So let's be the GOP, double down on the specificity and why it impacts and how it impacts every voter.
Tammy, I just couldn't believe when I saw, free abortions here at the DNC. Tim Young is a comedian, and here's how he put it, and it just goes to how cavalier they're
idolaters
said this. JD Vance is weird. Also, it's totally normal for there to be a mobile abortion and vasectomy van that shows up outside of the DNC for totally normal people to get abortions and vasectomies like they're going to a taco truck.
Yeah.
It's look, I think I probably have more pro-choice friends than others on the panel here. People know my background with the National Organization for Women. Classical liberals and the majority of Democrats embraced safe, legal, and rare.
Yes.
This is ghoulish. Yes. It is not what anyone wanted. And I think part of the argument, they talk about joy for the future and optimism. Deciding you're not going to have children, or you're going to have a vasectomy, and you're going to be you're going to have abortions, and you want one right now. That is a statement that you have no hope in the future. 70% of abortions happen because of economic reasons. I want women, and this is a perfectly conservative argument, to be able to, if there is a surprise in their life, medically or with a pregnancy, that instead of saying, oh my God, I can't do this because the Harris economy makes me have to work 2 jobs and I'm barely paying the rent, that you can say, yes, I can do this. And yet this contradiction, this ghoulish obscenity for the Democrats, say, oh, we're looking optimistically to the future. This puts the lie to that immediately on its face.
Tammy, that is so well said. And you are absolutely correct about the economic reasons. Polling does show that most women do want to keep their child if they have the financial means to do so, which is why Rubio has a plan that I wish the party would double down on for women, giving them economic opportunity, Unborn Child Support Act, and so on and so forth. But you make a really important point. Safe, legal, and rare was the Democratic mantra in 2008. Let's play it.
Therefore, what I have worked for many years is to make abortion safe, legal, and rare.
What happened to that, Marie?
Well, first, let's go back to our Fox polling from this morning, that abortion and healthcare are the 3rd and 4th highest ranked issues that voters care about. On the first, Kamala Harris outpolls Donald Trump by 16 points, and on healthcare by 11. And I think one of the reasons for that is because Kamala Harris and other national Democrats have talked about abortion as health care, which it is. In Republican-led states where they have banned abortion, we have women in ER bathrooms almost bleeding
Marie,
to death because doctors. Wait, let me finish, Kaylee.
What
Let me
happened
finish.
to safe, legal, and rare, Marie?
Because doctors are terrified because of Republican legislators of treating women who medically need what is technically an abortion. And I think it should be safe, legal, and rare. I think Democrats do better when we don't appear to be celebrating abortion. But I think when we remind people that it is a health care necessity in some cases for women for health reasons. And on the flip side, Donald Trump refuses to say whether he would sign a nationwide abortion ban, which again doesn't just impact women who choose not to have a child, who choose
Trump's
not
been
to,
very clear.
But women who for health reasons are not able to carry a child to term. Republicans have become so extreme on this. JD Vance is incredibly extreme on this. And I think Democrats do best, to your point, Kaylee,
let me ask
when
you
they
one
say
thing.
safe, legal, and rare.
Marie, let me ask you one thing before I get Charlie in here. What about Tim Walz and the babies that survived medical abortions, and at least 9 on his watch were not given treatment in Minnesota? Should Democrats have to address that extremity for an alive infant?
All right, let's pause. Let's put a pin in that one right there. Yes, Shaq. How you feel about these mobile abortion clinics that's sitting outside? Huh?
Charlatans, idolaters, get thee away from thee.
Well,
you burnt out. Hey, that's right though, man. That's all it.
Away from me.
You came on. I played the video.
Thought.
Unfortunately, Shaq, I played.
Drink from the cup of filth.
Unfortunately, Shaq, I played the video of AJ earlier. You know, he had the problem in court.
I just been trying to get on through my laptop. You know what I'm saying? And the link was fucking up through my through the YouTube.
Paul was on too, because Mark had met with Laura Ingraham tonight. If I find the video, I'll send it to you, but I didn't see it yet. Maybe they hadn't posted it yet. I should check back. But yeah, they had Barack Obama speaking tonight. They Paul said they arrested the leader of the Palestinian thing, and the crowd dying off. So they put the fence up. They said y'all ain't gonna be protesting out here. We're gonna get this thing. We're gonna get this thing a little more organized. But also Kamala Harris had went to a restaurant. I think it was in Pennsylvania, where you had regular patrons in the restaurant eating, and the Secret Service made them people get out at 4 o'clock so she could bring a bus full of supporters to go to the same restaurant. So they made people, paying customers, leave for her to come because she didn't want to make sure that she had supporters there so she wouldn't get booed. So that's it. Now,
the big story.
I got to get to some more stuff on that DNC thing too, but Frank got another psyop probably here.
13. Damn. Bam. The number 13. Boom. What a coincidence. Like, look, just like the
terrifying encounter playing out on a busy highway in Delaware County. A man accused of firing
just like the Asian shooting that how the Asian girl got shot. You know what I mean? It was just a coincidence how that it happened a month later before, and it just happened to play it right before the Democratic National Convention. Political.
Yeah, hold on.
Dozen shots yesterday on Westchester Pike appeared in court earlier today. 30-year-old Sean Moses is facing attempted homicide charges. Police say a woman and her 10-year-old nephew were in.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something funny. I don't see too many people have their face covered up when they're on these things. I never, when they arrest somebody, the guy don't have his face covered. As a matter of fact, come and think about it. If this guy arrested, they usually tell you to handcuff your suspect. Why didn't? Oh, he might be handcuffed. That might be handcuffs right there. But why you got the shirt over his face though? I don't get that. I still don't understand that.
Why sometimes they handcuff you in the front and sometimes.
Well, let me be honest. Them handcuffs every now and then it can be broken. I'm just letting you know from experience. Hey, I don't understand why they got him handcuffed in the front right here. But I'm just trying to find out what's up with this shirt though. I don't never see that. He got a shirt covering his face now. I didn't know that they even did that. But here go the number one thing I'm looking at: road rage suspect accused of firing 13 shots at woman. Child appears in court.
Car that was shot at. Action News reporter Annie McCormick working the details. She's in Haverford with the very latest. Annie.
Yeah, Shari, when Sean Moses went before the district justice earlier this afternoon, she held him on a very high bail at $1 million. He now faces.
Why 13 times?
30-year-old Sean Moses of Drexel Hill went before a district justice this afternoon. It was yesterday afternoon around 3:30 in the 2000 block of Westchester Pike in Havertown when he allegedly fired at least 13 rounds from his Glock from his driver's side window into the front windshield of this Jeep Cherokee. Police say it's a miracle the driver wasn't hit.
Within inches. The one shot went right through the windshield and multiple other shots went through the front of the car into the car compartment, like the engine area.
He wanted to stop that vehicle from making contact with his vehicle. So he felt the need to fire 13 rounds at it.
The driver, a woman in her 40s, suffered minor injuries after she was hit by glass shrapnel. Her 10-year-old nephew was seated in the back and was not physically injured.
They were coming southbound on the Blue Route, got off the Westchester Pike exit and made a left coming up eastbound on Westchester Pike.
It was there, the victim says, Moses started tailgating the vehicle, then tried to get around her.
His driver's side did hit her passenger side of the vehicle.
That's when the shooting occurred. Luckily, the victim was able to get the license plate. Moses fled, but was caught less than 5 miles away by alert Upper Darby police with the help of a license plate reader. Moses told the judge he digs graves at White Marsh Cemetery. Police removed his Lincoln SUV, where inside they found his gun. Drivers who frequent Westchester Pike here reacted today.
Oh, like whenever something like that is like were to happen and whatnot, like I just usually roll up my window and just continue moving forward. Don't, interact with them and whatnot.
Now look, Franklin Zula put up 31-year-old fires 13 shots. 31 is a reflection of 13, Frank. Pay attention. You know that.
Right.
They got you again. Then the woman was 40 years old, man. Come on.
Having 31. They don't fuck with these numbers, man.
Hey man, something just don't seem right. Something just seem right.
Well, I'm coming to you live from the DNC, and
hold on. Now let me play this video. Got to play it for the optics.
One of tonight's speakers was Caitlin Joshua, a Louisiana woman who was impacted by the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Take a listen.
No woman should experience what I endured, but too many have. They write to me saying, what happened to you happened to me. Sometimes they're miscarrying, scared to tell anyone, even their doctors. Our daughters deserve better. America deserves better.
Joshua has been a presence at Harris campaign events and appeared in an ad for Biden.
All right, here we go.
You're expecting a baby, packing for the hospital should be a joyful moment. For us, it was different. We were told with 100% certainty we would lose our baby girl, Willow, sent home. For 3 days, we waited until enough to receive standard abortion care. Eventually, Amanda's temperature spiked. She was shaking, disoriented, and crashing. I don't remember what I threw into our bag that day, only that instead of welcoming Willow, I was hoping Amanda's life could be saved. I'm here tonight because the fight for reproductive rights isn't just a woman's fight. This is about fighting. This is about fighting for our families. And as Kamala Harris says, our future.
Every time I share our story, my heart breaks. For the baby girl we wanted desperately, for the doctors and nurses who couldn't help me deliver her safely, for Josh, who feared he would lose me too. But I was lucky.
What state was it in?
So I'll continue sharing our story, standing with women and families across the country.
These people are paid actors, bro. What state was he in?
Man, damn. Yo, Shaq, I was saying the same. Dude, didn't they say 3? Why 3 days? Why they had to wait 3 days? Number 3, right? 3?
What state? What state was they? See, that's what I'm saying. We need to have details. What's their names? These people was paid motherfucking goddamn.
And that's what I was thinking. Hey, dude, yo, I was thinking the same thing. It took her a long ass time to say what she was gonna think. She had to think about it, right?
Man, I think it's very hard. I don't think it's, bro.
Why would they turn them down?
I ain't never heard an institution to turn somebody down if a woman is not if they done told you 100% that this baby was not gonna live. I ain't never heard of a facility turn them down or not. You know what I'm saying? Taking action to save either the baby or the mother. I don't know what janky institution they claim they went to, bro, but they won't these people in the medical industry speak up and talk, speak then. Won't they come out and speak and say, hold on. Is it against HIPAA? For them to speak?
Man, they're not gonna. They just, hey, look, man. They just right now, they just putting shit together and making that shit run, man.
Yeah, man, shit all a script, bro. Because question is, first of all, bro, how do they get in contact with these people anyway? First of all, you know what I mean? This nigga look like he Indian. Who is he? He look like he probably Indian. Shit. Hindu. He look like. I mean, they be disguised and hiding themselves, bro.
Okay, I gotta.
And they go overboard with the shit, man, because clearly If the mother is in bad conditions, incest or rape, you know,
Hey, look.
Hey, that's facts, though, Shaq.
mm-hmm.
Crisis actors, man. I'm telling you. Because look, the first day they showed you that they had the mobile pop-up abortion clinic, like the mobile weed shop or some shit like that, right? And then the second day they show you somebody that got denied. That's so staged, man. Very staged and scripted. It doesn't work like that. And they just happen to ship to say 3 days later they happen to ship put that number 3 in there. I'm like, okay, and she took a long time to say what she was gonna say. Like she had to think what she would have to remember. You know what I'm saying? See, look, this is about. I got to keep it real. Just because there's not propaganda on the just because there's propaganda on the left doesn't mean there's not propaganda on the right. Just like most black people.
All right, Frank, I found it.
Look, real quick. Most black people should be independent, but we're so flippy floppy. We so got to be on one or the other. You know what I'm saying? That we pick one or the other. And you got these older so-called black people leading the young motherfuckers astray and not telling them that. Going with that stupid ass ideology. Oh yeah, I gotta be one or the other. Black people should be independent. That's the party we should roll with, not one or the other. Like none of these motherfuckers is for us. You know what I'm saying? None of them are talking about reparations. None of them are talking about giving you any kind of money, set aside, anything like that. They're giving all the damn illegals and shit, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, but see, they give the illegals some bullshit, and then they'll give the fucking Arabs and all these motherfuckers grants and loans to start businesses. They give them the real tangible. Certain immigrants they give the big tangibles to. It's another one, but they're all replacing us. So these motherfuckers can have businesses in our communities. Oh, my bad, no communities, neighborhoods, and these motherfuckers can fucking have the jobs and all the resources over you. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here we go right here.
Theme of for our future.
Well, let me just say, though, that, I would say we have an angertainment industry that would have us believe we are so utterly divided that it's irretrievable. And that is not true. And I will tell you, I said it before, I went to a Donald Trump rally when I was campaigning in New Hampshire back in the winter of 23.
Yeah.
And I was met with handshakes, conversation.
Yeah. All right. So
right back at you.
Thanks so much for
Thank you.
All right. Kamala's hoping that the honeymoon never ends. The big thing. Joe packing, they're trotting out the closest thing they have to a political deity, the Obamas. Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders is first. He'll speak, then Michelle, and then Mr. Hope and Change himself. One problem. Kamala is no Barack Obama and never could be. He had charisma, really smart, won a bunch of primaries, was able to excite voters in a way that's really hard to replicate, maybe once in every 60 years or so. For example, in 2008, Obama won a staggering 95% of the black vote. But a New Morning Consult poll has Kamala at just 72%. Trump is pulling 21% of the black vote. What was it, 10 or 11 points, 9 points last time around? That could be a game changer for him in this race. Joining me now, Mark Carter, Chicago resident and activist. Also with me, Osiris Sumler, a former Democrat who is now voting for Donald Trump. Osiris, you voted for Biden last time around. Why the change?
Because Biden let in so many illegal immigrants, and to see the Democrats talk about the illegals and how they have to protect them and we can't deport anyone is very frustrating. And I think to see gangs and so many illegal immigrants walking through the neighborhoods, and we have to see them digging in their garbage cans, and it's really crazy. The media doesn't see it, but normal, everyday Chicagoans, we see it every day.
Well, I saw it today out on the streets. Mark, everyone should know they just did a big group photo and they got everyone to just still for a few seconds. So that's an accomplishment. So they just checked that box tonight. But Mark, this really is, I think, the issue, along with just earning power of all Americans, but especially disadvantaged Americans, and black men are citing this issue of the economy. What about that?
Oh, yeah. This economy is crushing our communities. We see where resources are being given to illegal immigrants versus American citizens. And so it's killing our community. It's causing mass murder. It's going to, just shock and awe Black America. if we don't put a stop to this. And that putting a stop to means support Donald Trump.
Why do you think black women, though, Osiris, they're very much on board with Kamala Harris? I mean, they're all in on Kamala Harris. What's the divide between black women and black men politically that seems to be developing?
I think a lot of black men have been incarcerated. A lot of our uncles and fathers have been in jail. So a lot of people, older black men, can relate to that, like the system going after Donald Trump. Overall, he's just a gangster. You know, he tells it like it is. He keeps it real. And I think that with black women, unfortunately, a lot of celebrities, a lot of the media, the BET Awards, for example, that plays a big influence.
Mark, Michael Singleton was on CNN today talking about black men migrating to the Republican Party. This was his take.
Black men have seen in many ways the erosion of their economic power. Black men are not graduating college at the same rates of black women. Men in general are not graduating from college or ascertaining the same economic gains. I do think that is a part of the reason you have seen since the end.
It's going to be the political pawns, bro.
What happened, Shaq?
Black men and black women. I said they keep using this political pawns. Oh, black men and black women against each other. Bro, hold on.
They don't never do with the Asians.
They don't ever do with nobody else. They don't say black. They don't say Hispanic men, Hispanic women. Is because it ain't just so-called black women that's into this feminist and women liberal bodies. Body, non-body shaming, non-binary shit.
No.
So they're gonna, you know what I mean?
You got a point.
Facts.
I want to bring this up.
Political punk.
When I get a chance, well, matter of fact, you got Paul's number, right? I think
Yeah.
That guy Mark, I went to Chicago and met him. When I was with Paul, I met him at the same time, right? If you get a chance, I know because he be doing a lot of stuff. He in the construction business too. But get him on your show. He gonna tell you the real rundown. You can call him. He been on Victor's show before. You can call him.
For sure.
Yes, I just let him.
I'm gonna do that. So I'll probably get his information through Paul, right?
Yeah. He'll talk to you. He been on there with Judge before, many times. Matter of fact, they had like a black men thing in Tennessee one time, I think. But yeah, go ahead and hold on.
Of former President Obama's tenure, a movement of men broadly speaking to Republicans.
Is Trump and his views, which are more populist and common sense, I think, than sending all our money overseas, is that what's doing it here? Or is that the big change?
Well, on top of that, we have a large group that that Trump freed from Biden's mass incarceration plan. So Trump freed victims of Joe Biden.
Criminal justice reform.
Yes, criminal justice reform. It's just men in general are going to go with Trump because he represents that strong hand, that strength that America needs against countries like Russia and China and places like that. This lady is not ready for it.
Osiris, I was thinking about just that fact, the fact that Trump brought all these people into the Oval Office. I covered it. All of the criminal justice reform effort. Van Jones from CNN, he was like all on board with this. And he got almost no credit for that. I mean, he might as well have been just kicking a can down the road because the press basically gave it a big yawn. But people are not as dumb as the media, and I think a lot of these Democrats want them to be, or think they are.
I think because the media, we live in two separate worlds. They live in a world where Republicans are evil and they're racist, and we live in the real world. We can see the effects of Donald Trump's policy, how it's benefited a lot of black people. Alice Marie Johnson, for example, and a lot of black people who have been freed from the incarceration. We know Biden's crime bill. We know Kamala Harris was busted out by Tulsi Gabbard last debate cycle. So black people, we are not falling for the propaganda. We are in the hood. Most people in my hood are stumping for Trump, and I'm definitely stumping for Trump this November.
Definitely.
Do you think that 21% figure, Mark, is accurate?
Oh, it's going to go up even higher. It will go even higher. So when you look at groups like Black Patriots for Trump, you look at Go Red with our organization, and then just men in general. We're going to go from state to state on behalf of Trump. Right after this Democratic National Convention, we're going to deal them a terrible blow.
I love this. This is the best ever. Mark,
so Go Red.
Estimated the number of jobs created under Biden for the first.
So that's Mark Carter. I know one thing about him. He's an advocate. He's an advocate to motorcycles. I do know that much. That's either here or there. That's just a side thing I was just bringing up. Been to the shop for a minute. I think I met like a GD or something down there when I was with them. I can't remember. But yeah, very interesting. They'll talk to you. So
that's a shot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to them.
But yeah, they're just a little bit upset about the things. And I mean, if you go to Chicago, Frank, you'll see boarded up houses. They've been boarded up for years, and I asked them, why are people living in them houses? I mean, they got foreclosed on since 2008 recession, but they ain't leaving the house. They sleeping in shacks in some of them areas, man. Almost like a house is already boarded up and people still living in it, man. Crazy shit, bro. And they be getting dumped, like they be dumping a lot of stuff in their communities, but them big signs, there's no dumping. Them people still was dumping stuff in them yards, man. You had boarded up houses around, people living around houses. So it was a lot of wild stuff. Actually, we ran into some young brothers down there. And the young brothers, there was some immigrants working outside, and Paul was like, look, man, you know, hey, look, they ain't supposed to be working in your neighborhood. Y'all need to do construction. I come back around here, them immigrants need to be gone. Rolled up on them, too. Man. So what you doing work on? Who gave you this contract? Like, we're on lunch. You're like, no, you shouldn't even be around here.
Facts. So that's really put that's a brother that's really good put in the work, man.
Well, they got construction things. He hires young men to do construction and stuff like that. Oh, but it's just that, like, even that's becoming hard. And as a matter of fact, I think in Missouri, they just said that, you know, they're not going to give kids zeros on tests no more. The low grade you can get as a 40. They say if a kid sees zero on the test, it make them feel bad. So make sure you don't grade them no less than 40 or something like that.
But, wow. And they're supposed to teach you, and they're supposed to teach you fucking do, you know what I'm saying? And go harder. And see, that's teaching people to give up, bro. It's teaching people to quit, teaching people to not try. Teaching people to shut down before they even try, quit before they even try. That's what that is. That's
a proposal they got. So no child left behind. Everybody get left behind.
That's scandalous. That really is fucked up. You're doing that to the kids, man. But see, they're talking about. But see, here we go. Feelings and I gotta feel like this and my emotions and sensitivity, and I don't want this and that to hurt this person or this person thinks this about me. That's weird ass shit. Going after to be man, that shit needs to be off the table. Like,
Shaq, you in?
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Yep, I hear you exactly. Now, Frank, you right on schedule, man. But I'm glad you said that. All right, I don't know if this is a psyop or what, Shaq, but Shaq, you always ask me the question. Do you know where your kids are, Shaq? Do you know where your kids are? Huh?
It should be a balance, man. What the fuck, man? People.
Hey, man. Well, look. Well, this was in Texas on the freeway. 2 toddlers in diapers were on the Texas freeway after being injected.
Freeway. 2 small children here in diapers, wandering around the wreckage of a violent rollover crash.
Unbelievable images there. ABC 13's Jessica Willie spoke to the man who shot this video. And while, Jess, you, Eric, and I are all parents, I have a baby in diapers as we speak, so this really just rattles my heart, really. How are those babies doing tonight?
Erica, we are still waiting for an update on their condition. So tonight, all we know is that they remain hospitalized here in the medical center. The 2 children, ages 1 and 4, and their father were rushed here after the crash. The sheriff's office says their father has been released tonight. And while this all may have been just an accident, he could face charges.
It's shocking to see that.
The unbelievable aftermath of a crash on I-10. 2 young children wearing only diapers sitting in the middle of crashed debris.
The dad was running towards
They are stirring here, but initially Victor Cordova,
I saw the little kids laying on the ground.
Feared the worst.
I thought they were actually they passed away. I thought they were dead.
It was Sunday evening around 7 o'clock on the East Freeway near Beltway 8. Victor was driving home. Traffic had slowed and then parted, incredibly missing the children. Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to the two-car crash, the impact flipping the Jeep the children were in and then sending them flying. Their father, 25 years old, according to the sheriff's office, running back to them, Victor was relieved.
Saw them kind of getting up and moving and trying to get up. I felt a little bit better as far as that, but I knew there was still some injuries.
The sheriff's office tells ABC 13 the investigation is not complete, but the father could face criminal charges for not restraining his children.
Crawl out of the Jeep.
That is why Victor, a father himself, shared his video.
For parents and for everybody, even if it's a short distance, to awareness of make sure you secure your kids properly.
And his thoughts are with this family.
All right, Shaq. You got some children. What do you think, man?
So the niggas don't know how to invest in a passenger seat?
All right.
Or a car seat. My bad. A car seat. Car seat.
Hey, man. Crazy shit, man. Shaq, what do you think about this, man?
Bro.
You had to ride your son and daughter in the car when you was younger, Shaq? Or they were younger. What do you think, Shaq? Well, I'm gonna say it's a tough situation, but it still seems something kind of funny about this though. But I'm trying to find out why they were just sitting on the middle of the highway, and it looked like people came up later. Like they don't look like they were there right away. But that mean here goes another one.
It's kind of crazy, bro. I don't know.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch.
Now video that will give any parent chills. A group of kids comes running home after they say a stranger tried to lure one of them into his SUV. Thankfully, their mom was there and the suspected bad guy took off. Lisa Guerrero has details.
It's a scary sight. Youngsters fleeing after they say a motorist tried to lure them into his SUV. The suspect actually got out of the car and chased one of the boys.
He just tried to abduct us!
Their screams alerted mom, Jenna Skolnick. The quick-thinking mom was able to snap a photo of the suspect's license plate. She also got an image of the guy who turned around and jumped back into the passenger seat.
I just thought to myself that this isn't a joke, and if they have him, I need their license plate to be able to find them.
There were at least 2 men in the SUV. Dallas police say a second vehicle, this dark pickup truck, may have also been involved. The 2 vehicles had pulled up next to each other before the white SUV backed up closer to the children.
They kidnapped my car! Absolutely coming! Someone trying to kidnap Jay!
What did he say to try to lure you to his car?
He said, like, there's a football player in the back of the car. Go to the back and talk to him. And I said, hell no, I don't talk to strangers. And I ran away. Then he got out of the car and started chasing me.
Earlier in the day, 3 miles away, a similar terrifying situation. This teen is cowering behind a car, trying to hide from a driver who she says had been following her as she walked to school. The high school student says the man drove back and forth several times, each time going slower and slower. She says he also kept staring at her. She ended up running to a neighbor's door and asking for help.
I could tell that she was visibly shaken and upset. So I just asked her what was wrong. And she said this man had been following her. She knew this guy was tracking her. She reached out for help when she needed it. I'm just glad that we could be there and give her a safe place to go.
Police do not believe the 2 cases are related. In the meantime, they're advising parents to walk their kids to school or the bus stop just to be safe.
I want you to all stay together.
How proud are you of your sons?
I'm so proud, and they were so brave. And, you know, I'm so grateful that they did the right thing.
He just tried to abduct us!
You can't be too careful. Studies show every 40 seconds a child goes missing or is abducted here in the U.S.
What's that?
Then little boy say, hell no.
Hey, what do you think about this, Shaq? I mean, people are adopting a lot of children right now. This Shaq, that's going on. This big thing going on in this country, right?
Been going on, man. Like I said, it's going to get worse and worse because look how bold he is. This is broad daylight. How many times we've seen clips of women saying, playing vans and shit in the parking lot, with tinted windows and shit, pulled up next to him, motherfuckers trying to get him to come out the store or following around the store and shit.
Now, what got me was that they said somebody trying to abduct a child every 40 seconds. I'm like, whoa, that's quite big.
How they know that? How they know every 40 seconds? How they know the increments of every 40? How is they clocking it every 40? Okay, let me count.
Isn't every state different? Doesn't every state have?
9,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Damn, the child just got abducted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn. Every 40 seconds, bro.
That's a lot. That mean they're up around the clock doing it, Shaq. But look.
Hold on. Nigga, that's damn that motherfucker. They're abducting kids. At that rate, they're abducting kids faster than niggas' heartbeat. With your heartbeat every 35 seconds or something? What is it? Every 80, 40? Damn. Wow.
Hey, man,
Shaq.
Shaq.
Throwing them damn statistical numbers out, bro.
Oh, you know that.
But they are. It is getting ridiculous, though. It's getting very ridiculous, man. And they obviously ain't trying to do nothing to try to. They can't stop it, but man, they got to put stuff in place, man. Like you said, they got all these cameras around. I don't know what they can do.
Do you know
because you don't know. You don't know what to. You don't. They don't. They even got. They don't have even put out a bolo of what a potential, child trafficker or kidnapper is look like.
Well, I got one more video to play, Frank. Closing out with the clown show.
Protests continue tonight in parts of Chicago, including one near an Israeli consulate.
WGN's Bruno Tumulty joins us from the 500 block of West Madison with the latest on what's going on there. Brona.
Good evening, guys. The protests, and there were two of them, have largely wrapped up down here. Police were able to move people further north and away from West Madison. Now, the reason things started here is because the Israeli consulate is housed in Accenture Tower right behind me on West Madison. It started tonight with a pro-Palestinian rally right outside the tower that was organized by several different groups, including one named Behind Enemy Lines. A counter protest then popped up at the intersection of Canal and Madison right over to my left. Now, as I said, things have largely disbanded, but still a very, very heavy police presence in the area.
This is a protest at the Israeli consulate calling for the end of the genocide on Gaza.
A relatively small but vocal group tonight gathering outside Accenture Tower on West Madison, which houses the Israeli consulate in Chicago. Officers lining the streets, vastly outnumbering those gathered for the rally.
It's intimidation. Yesterday at the rally, they did all this thing with the bicycles and followed us in the rally. They didn't let people cross.
This protest very peaceful, at least to begin with badges even being offered out by Bennett Weiss from New York.
But a button you can wear everywhere.
And I feel it's a good way to just get the word out, keep it in the forefront of people's mind.
Then things got rather more heated. As police, protected by shields and batons, moved in, there were some clashes. Arrests made as protesters seemingly tried to make their way beyond the North Clinton intersection. And at the opposite end of the street, Israel's flag flew as a counter-protest popped up.
I'm just here today to show my support for the Israeli hostages and all the people being affected by this war. I mean, as I think most of the people here understand that this has been going on for way too long and understand that this needs to end.
Several rows of officers separating the two groups.
I commend them for coming out and showing support, but to me, it's very misplaced.
Now, we understand Ogilvy Transportation Centre, which is nearby, closed earlier than normal due to the planned protests here in the area. There are still closures here in effect at Canal and Madison and at Clinton and Madison, right at the other end of the block as well. Police have those areas blocked off, and still some protesters lingering in the area as well. Neither of the protests were permitted tonight by the city.
All right. I forgot one thing.
When data comes at you fast, come up with answers even faster. SAS Via.
General Motors is laying off more than 1,000 employees worldwide. The automaker confirmed the cuts on Monday, which consist of salaried employees at its software and services unit. GM said in part that it has to, quote, make bold choices and prioritize the investments that will have the greatest impact. It added half of the cuts are in the U.S. and were not made as a cost reduction measure. GM said they follow a review of operations following the departure of a former Apple executive hired last year to help lead the software and services division. He left for health reasons and had been brought in to spearhead GM's software development as the company boosted investment in electric vehicles and subscription-based services. Shares of GM rose fractionally in Monday morning trading.
Well, that's very interesting because the head of the auto workers union speaking at the Democratic National Convention, but yet GM laying off 1,000 people. Go figure. Yeah, right. But that's the way it's going. And also there's Steve Kerr and other people there, so it is what it is. But nevertheless.
So look, that's another thing. They knew that this was coming. Just like I was breaking it down right now. Look, you know what I'm saying? You have right? Reagan started all this immigration shit, bro. Reagan started pushing this shit, man. Reagan started this shit. Look, they pushed, they made more and more people homeless because they shut down the homeless places and those mental evaluation places. They shut those down, Reagan. And then he made the 86 amnesty bill and start bringing all these motherfuckers over here. You know what I'm saying? Just like with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, right here, you got GM, right? So now they've been pushing the electric car thing, right? Because I think they really follow Tesla and Elon Musk, right? So everybody's pushing that, and so now they're gonna lay 1,000 employees off, right? Because they're pushing making electric cars. See, they know these people do this. Is this all this stuff is in the making years, 20, 30 years, 40 years before. And they know this. And so I'm saying I see salary workers, so that's like that's like maybe CEOs, managers, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe some executives. So my question is, where's that money going to go? It's going to go into the CEO's pockets, the shareholders' pockets. Hey, it might go into some migrants' pockets. You know what I'm saying? They might get some migrants and do some work for that much more cheaper, man.
Exactly right. I would not be surprised if that actually happens. Matter of fact, I'm looking forward to it happening. As a matter of fact. All right, I'm looking at things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, but that just means we gotta stay vigilant, stay on the job. So go ahead, Frank, shout out the information, brother. You hear me?
You.
Well, yeah, you
Well,
shout
they
out your
on mute.
information. Yeah, shout out your
Yes,
information.
sir. Yeah, man, you can tap in your boy Instagram Shaq_Edwards. Shaq Edwards on Facebook, Facebook. I guess you can check me out on YouTube, Shaq Waller. Tap in, tap in.
Okay. Just want to point
But
this
you
out.
know,
Go ahead.
all the usual suspects is like I said, you know what I call them? Jumping for Cracker Jacks, baby. They want they fresh motherfucking box of Cracker Jacks, baby. They jumping high.
No wonder I never liked them things. Thought they were nasty anyway. But they had all that sugar on them and stuff. But go ahead. Frank. Shout out your information.
Man, good looking out for bringing me on again, man. You know what I mean? It was a good show. You know what I mean? I was gonna say something real quick before I know you're gonna go off.
Go ahead.
You heard about that story of the black lady that got shot in her house by her white older neighbor, and they shot her through the door and shit. She only got charged with manslaughter. You heard about that?
Where was this at?
This was in Jersey, bro. No, it wasn't in Jersey. I think it was on the East Coast.
You remember the other day?
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy. But this happened a while ago. But then she barely got sentenced to it.
Okay, yeah, I think I did hear something about that. Yeah, I mean, crazy, I heard something about that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Shaq was saying before, they gonna start targeting our women too. It ain't just the men. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I put a video. I sent y'all a video the other day. I think, and they said, I think I sent it to women. I don't know if I sent it to y'all. I sent it to women. Women, you are in trouble in this country right now. Believe me, you're in trouble. Okay.
Right.
Think of me, you're in trouble. That video I showed you them trying to abduct them kids, you are in trouble.
Hey, pull it up. Hey, pull it up real quick. That video of that shit's crazy, bro. BJ, you're gonna trip off this shit. She shot her through the door, bro. Like, how does that work? Shooting a nigga through the peephole and shit? That shit's burned, bro. That's fucked up. And she was like fucking with her kids and shit through a skate, like crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit.
But shit, hold on. Let me pull up two videos right now. Shaq. Hey, Shaq. I'm about to say, oh, you gonna hate me for this, Shaq. I gotta do it. Don't get mad at me, Shaq. I'm gonna play two videos since you brought up the woman getting shot, but I'm gonna play this because I actually been seeing this. I saw this once or twice. I thought it was just something I just saw. But check this out, Shaq.
We have some hot topics that are circulating the internet. First up, according to some people out there, times are too damn hard, which has resulted in them bringing their own food to restaurants so that they can enjoy the atmosphere and social life without paying for it. We have our panel here, food influencer, Jamaniac, owner of Mike's Seafood, Mike Tren, and Lady McCallum. Mike, what are your thoughts about this?
Man, we have signs in front that strictly says no outside food or drinks. I mean, we have, you know,
and you know that will happen if you don't tell people.
Yeah, but and also but we kind of lean on certain things. Parents bringing kids Happy Meals or Chick-fil-A or even bottled water. I'm cool with that. But you can't bring a whole plate of food or seafood or a whole plate. Man, you can't do that. That's just tacky, man. You know.
Crab legs.
No, we don't play that, man. No.
And so, if you catch someone bringing that into your restaurant, what would you do?
We haven't had anybody have the audacity to do that yet. You know what I mean? But man, I'll kindly come up and talk to them. I appreciate it. The signs that you can't bring outside food. I appreciate you respect that and put that away.
Are you shocked at this trend, Mike? Since you're a business,
and you got to contribute. You know, we put the tape.
And you're.
I'm bringing my bottle of water or something. Just
yeah.
Let me bring my little water here, man.
It's like people want to bring their own noodles.
Yeah.
But keep talking, keep talking.
What's going on?
So
I wonder how can you cook them though?
Lady McCallum, your thoughts about this?
I'm just a little shook. I mean,
that's like people bring their own panties to you.
For real. Like, don't bring me my panties yet. No,
your business. There you go.
Oh, look at that. own noodles out of the bag.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like a movie
To be
theater.
fair, like inflation is crazy, and
Yeah,
like I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're getting emptier and emptier and emptier.
And think about this.
So-
If you go to a sandwich shop, right?
No, sir.
It's
There's a woman on social media who has been leaving her panties behind. And it's a trend out there where women are now taking their panties off and putting in public areas. They have been posting these videos on social media with a caption saying, leaving a donation. Kinkologists, what do you say about this?
One of the very first things that I teach when I do any kind
But
of
look, it's in the food section.
Why are you putting it in the
food?
It's disgusting. So it's something that I teach. It's called informed consent. Okay,
Mhm.
it's one of the most important things with kink and fetishes. You have to tell people what you're doing. You have to get their informed consent, which means they know what's going on. They know all the details about the fetish, about the kink, and then they can make an informed decision whether or not they want to participate in that kink. This has no consent. This is literally somebody being disgusting. And
Cocaine's in the jail, bro. It's a dope.
Hey, yo. Hey, this is some sick shit, right? I just had to show y'all that shit because somebody had told me about that shit. All right, get to the real video, man. That's a clown show. Let me get to the video you're talking about. Wait a minute, man. These motherfuckers place their fantasies and thing with I will sue the fuck out your ass. This shit happened to me.
I know I would sue, bro. Exactly. And little thing too. Why be a pussy and start from there? You might as well just fucking public. Don't fucking bullshit and beat around the bush. But see, that's sick. This is all sick, man. But see, y'all because women don't do stuff like this. So y'all ladies and y'all girls and females, y'all hold the L. Y'all gotta hold the L. You know, y'all looking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, is it black females doing this too? Because I seen a bunch of like Becky doing this shit.
Man, I don't know, bro. But the shit nasty as fuck.
And see, the thing is, what if one of these bras are on that little rag or something? These just sick, bro.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. That would be some wild shit, yo. Chak say cocaine, hello drug. All right, Wednesday, Frank manslaughter video. Frank, what's the video?
Yep.
Where was it at? Tell me, was that again?
I don't know, but it's just manslaughter. Lady shot. Or you know what? Yeah, lady shot her neighbor through the door and got manslaughter or something. It'll come up. Yeah, these bras are sick, bro. Is this a TikTok trend or something? Why are they doing this? You know?
Yeah, it's an internet trend they doing, man. I think, man, but that's sick as shit though.
Good trend should be these people run in front of a bus. That would be a good trend. That's her. That's the low life right there. Yeah, that's the piece of garbage. You know what I'm saying? Right.
At Vistaprint, we print your brand on everything, like t-shirts, hats, totes, hoodies, and ooh, really fancy water.
We begin with breaking news. The woman at the center of the Stand Your Ground case against her neighbor is in jail this evening and faces up to 30 years in prison. Thanks for joining us on 10 Tape at 5. I'm Dave Wagner, in this evening for Courtney.
And I'm Frank Wiley. Jurors in the case against Susan Lawrence coming back with the decision 3 hours after deliberations.
Verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, find as to count 1 of the charge. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the offense, the defendant personally used a firearm? Yes. So say we all, dated the 16th day of August, 2024. Juror number 5.
A jury of 6 white people, mostly women, made that decision in the last 2 hours. Family members of victim A.J. Owens were heard crying as the verdict was read in court. Lawrence showed no emotion, staring on as the judge instructed she would remain in jail until her sentencing. The case lasted a week. Jurors heard testimony maintaining Lawrence was justified to shoot through a locked door, killing Owens in June of 2023. Owens confronted Lawrence, who yelled at 2 of her kids and threw a roller skate. After the verdict, Owens' family said they are finding peace.
Or they were saying racial slurs. She was
I feel that
racist shit to her.
although my daughter is gone forever, the children's mom is gone forever, but we've achieved some justice for Ajika.
Lawrence's attorney did not say immediately that they would appeal this case. She faces up to 30 years in prison.
Wow.
And look, the judge, or was it a judge or the prosecutor? One of the two they didn't want to take into consideration that she was calling her kids niggers and all this shit.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
God, she should just, you know what, a good old ass whooping and stomping out would have been pretty good.
Now look, I just looked it up to make sure. One thing, yeah, it's Frank. That is a social media trend that's going on with those women were doing. Just wanted to point out that is a Instagram or TikTok or some trend they got going on. Still saying nasty as fuck, and really you need your ass beat. Lots of women. Some women need to beat the hell out of you for that crazy shit you doing, because that can cause all types of fucking conditions. I mean, I would have been better if they just threw that shit in the bathroom in the trash can, man. And please do not be on your cycle, because y'all. Oh my God. Hey, Chak, man, these women crazy as hell, man. Somebody just, hey, look, man, wake me up on the clown bus, bro. Get me off the fucking bus, yo. This shit crazy as hell. Where's Chak? Could you imagine going to a restaurant and that shit happening to you, man? Hey, man. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice, Frank. Hey, look, man. If you gonna take it off, just let me know if it's the real thing under there. That's all I need to know. Hey, look, because I'm sure some brothers that will have you for one night only, or maybe 2 nights. But go ahead, Frank, shout out your information, man.
All right, man. Yeah, holla at me. Hit me up at XX Frank Nitty, XX YouTube, and then Instagram and Frank Jones 8115, man. You know what I mean? Holla at your boy.
Hey, Frank. No, yeah. Hey, no, Chak. Can we get these women a psychiatrist, man, or something, man? They doing some crazy shit like that, man. Help me out, Chak. They need a psychiatrist, man. Huh?
Is that really gonna work?
Hey, man. I don't know. Something need to work, because they ought to be daggone snatch for that shit, man. But it is what it is, man. Hey, man, everybody got a social media trend they trying to follow and do some goofball shit. But that just top of the list. Because somebody told me, I thought the lady that was telling me about this was joking. She was like, no, somebody want me leaving their drawers in the bathroom. I just said, let me look for some goofy shit. And that shit really came up. But they ain't leaving in the bathroom. They leaving this shit everywhere. So, social media trend. And, you know, people.
But look, see, they see, that's karma, watch. One of them motherfuckers going to do that shit, and they're going to have some skid marks in their drawers, and that shit's going to be exposed like a motherfucker.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that won't be good. But y'all take y'all time and have a good night. All right, man.